Well, jumping straight into the office, the president tackled several issues related to the coronavirus. Erica Zucco joins us now with a look at the executive orders that may affect us the most. Erica.
Yeah, Barry, people who are still out of work and are having trouble paying their rent, this is one that they're going to want to hear about. They immediately put into place an extension of that eviction moratorium. It now goes through the end of March, and this applies only to evictions that are related to inability to pay rent. There are income limits and rent amount limits on this, so you can look into some information on that on the city's website. The Biden administration says it's also working on an order about mortgage foreclosures. Now, even though they are extending the ban on evictions, people would still have to pay back rent. The city says that it has now received another $46.7 million from the feds. That's according to a tweet by the mayor yesterday. They say that'll help, and people that do need help can go to the city's website to apply for it. Now, there was also a new executive order issued by the Biden administration requiring masks on federal grounds. They say that they're going to continue working with state and local governments, trying to expand that in other places as well. The press secretary says that we can expect more announcements today. We've also been learning about potential use of the Defense Production Act to ramp up vaccine supply. That is one thing that our local officials have really been asking for because they have the infrastructure to give vaccines, but they don't have enough doses. So we'll be watching that really closely. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Erica.